Zohar Yomi, the daily reading of passages from the Zohar on the weekly Parsha. This week's Parsha is Vayechi, and this portion of the Zohar is found in Zohar Vayechi on page 246a of the Zohar and continues on to 246b. Naphtali is a hind let loose, who giveth goodly words. It has been affirmed that the upper world is of the male principle, and therefore whatever the community of Israel causes to ascend on high must be male. We know this from the name of the offering, Olah, literally going up, so called because it rises above the female. Hence it has to be a male without blemish. Leviticus 1:3. By the words without blemish is meant that it must not be castrated. It may be objected that we find the words without blemish applied also to the female. This is true. Nevertheless, it does not alter the fact that the burnt offering rises from the female to the male, and from this point upwards all is male, while from the female, now it's 246b, downwards all is female. It may be said that there is a female principle above also. The truth is, however, that the whole body takes its description from the end of the body, which is male, although the beginning of the body is female. Here, however, both the beginning and the end are female. Observe the recondite allusion in this matter. We see that Jacob blessed Joseph along with his brothers, but when God arranged the tribes under 4 standards, he omitted Joseph and put Ephraim in his place. This cannot have been for any sin of Joseph's, but the reason is this. Joseph was the impress of the male, and since all the adornments of the Shekhinah are female, Joseph was removed from the standards and Ephraim was appointed in his place. On this account he was stationed on the west, the side where the female abides, and the impress, which is male, was removed from her adornments. We thus see that all the 12 tribes are the adornments of the Shekhinah after the supernal pattern, save for the grade of Tzaddik, righteous one who makes all the limbs male, who gives godly words. The voice speaks to the utterance, there being no voice without utterance. This voice is sent from a deep recess above in order to guide the utterance, the two being related as general and particular. The voice issues from the south and speaks to the west, inheriting 2 sides, and therefore Moses said to Naphtali, "Possess thou the west and the south." Deuteronomy 33:23. Observe that thought is the beginning of all. This thought is recondite and inscrutable, but when it expands, it reaches the place where spirit abides and is then called understanding, binah, which is not so recondite as the preceding. This spirit expands and produces a voice composed of fire, water, and air, which correspond to north, south, and east. This voice embraces in itself all forces and speaks to utterance, and this shapes the word properly. When you examine the grades closely, you find that thought, understanding, voice, utterance are all one and the same, and there is no separation between them. And this is what is meant by the words, the Lord is one and his name is one.